this is Emily. Hopefully I got that. Just so I don't forget.
Everybody, the ReelShort fandom. It's Richard Sharrah.
Jesse Morales.
Samantha Drews.
Chris Quartuccio.
Rebecca Stoughton.
Maria.
Savannah.
Meg Bush.
Haley Lohrli.
Luke Charles Stafford.
It's Marc Herrmann.
Autumn Noel.
Seth Edeen.
Adam Daniel.
Nicole Mattox. And some words that describe me, I would say bubbly, introspective.
Dad, of course.
Entertainer.
A writer.
Actor.
Entertainer.
I'm a sister.
Uncles.
A singer.
Humble.
Artist. Dreamer.
You know, I just am really grateful to be here amongst everyone that I know. It's truly a blessing.
It's nice to have everyone gathered and just have a safe space to kind of like reconnect.
It was very much like seeing a just room full of celebrities.
For us to actually all be together and spend some quality time getting to catch up, I think that's great, and I wish it happened more.
I just got done talking to Jesse, just did his, and yeah, everyone's having a blast. When you run your own show, obviously you're like the male lead of your series, so we don't really get to see each other until there's events like this where you get to interact.
Folks might believe we see each other all the time, but we don't. We absolutely don't.
Fun. Just being around these people is just the most uplifting and soul-nourishing thing. These crazy people, and I love them so much. It's been amazing.
How many verticals I've done this year? Maybe 10? It's probably 7 or 8.
I don't know. I didn't keep track of that.
I'm gonna say 8.
10, I'm double digits now.
I think I've really only shot 7.
12?
15 this year?
12 or 13, maybe 14.
10.
16, 17?
10 or 11 this year.
11.
Somewhere between 8 and 12.
I've done 20 this year.
I think this year my favorite one was To My Romeo with Love that I shot with Caleb Brady. We always have a good time working together, and this was a very emotional script, and it was fun to be able to tell that story.
I would say probably Undercover Prison King. I got to do a lot of stunts and action, and it was totally different than any vertical I've ever done or any vertical that I've ever seen.
Wings of Fire. And that was the coolest show to this day that I've ever shot. We battled the elements, and that was by far my favorite and most memorable project from this year.
Dungeons of Ecstasy. I got to shoot in Italy. I can't not say that. It was so much fun. And it was just good cast, good crew, good food. Best. It was amazing.
The first one I thought of was the one we recently wrapped for ReelShort called Taming My Bullies, and we just had the best time ever. It was like the greatest team. Cam, my co-star, and Laura, the makeup artist, and Jen, the director, and like it was just a dream team. We're all gonna be friends for life.
I remember when I first started doing verticals, I had no idea what they were. No one knew what they were. And I just was like, okay, acting job? Yes, please. And had the best time. And it was one of those things where I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And I think stepping on set and realizing, oh, this is a real set and everybody's here to work and do their jobs was the best surprise. And here I am still doing it 2 years later.
I was on the very first vertical. That's probably the more unique thing about my journey. And I remember I turned to my co-star and I was like, if I did this the rest of my life, I think I'd be happy.
And I got the booking for Billionaire Baby Bargain. And I was like, what is this? Hold on a second. It was totally new. And then I showed up on set and I was like, these guys are gonna take over the world.
Through teaching tennis, I met someone who's friends with someone who works at ReelShort. And after a few months of playing with them, they said, hey, you should audition for my friend, you know? So I sent my tape in and that was it.
I met Erica. She's my agent at ReelShort, and she met me when I was working at a meal prep company. And she had walked in there, and I was working there, and she's like, you should come work at ReelShort too. And I was like, all right.
My first ever vertical I was on, I was backgrounding a ReelShort vertical that Rebecca was starring in. And it was very sweet because I almost like looked up to her. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl isn't so many. But I sat there as a background watching her get married, and you know, it was just so sweet and beautiful to like be working with her now.
I got an offer for a show, 2 years ago now. And it was a little bit more risque in nature. I was reading through the script and it wasn't something at the time that I felt like I could really do and make it look authentic and real. And so I told them I couldn't take it. And they were so good to me and so sweet and literally were like, not a problem at all. We have another script that's more, you know, PG-13.
I was part of like kind of the first wave of people that started doing these verticals. Luckily, I got put on a ReelShort production, and that's when I was like, okay, yeah, like I can do a ReelShort. To see where they were and to where they are now, like it's absolutely mind-blowing how far they've come in just 2 years, and it's crazy to think where they'll be 2 years from now.
I was at USC and my agent sent me this
thing, and I didn't know what it was. So I went and I talked to a lot of people who had already been in a few verticals at that point. So they were kind of helping me through, explaining it to me. And then it just kept going.
You know, I did my first vertical not knowing it was a vertical. It was labeled as a web series on one of the acting sites, and I showed up and the cameras were sideways and I was like, sick, what are we doing here? And then they explained it and I was like, that's actually incredible, let's do it.
I was cast in my very first one, which was called You Fired a Tech Genius. And when I spoke to the head of production and she offered me the lead role, this changed my life.
Is there anyone here that you would like to work with that maybe you haven't worked with before?
Ooh, I want to work with Rebecca. I don't think we've done a project together, and she's such a sweetheart, and she's so cute. I would want to do a project with her.
I've been interviewing a couple now, and most of them have said they want to work with you.
Oh my God. I feel I've worked with everybody here, but I will say I would absolutely love to do one with like Meg and Sarah and Haley and like all the girls. Like if we could get like a girls one together, that would be so fun.
That's what we need to do.
Can I say the girls? I want to work with Meg and Haley so bad. I want to work with all the girls. I really want to work with Meg and Haley though.
I just met Richard for the first time. I've seen his face before, but I've never like actually talked to him. So that could be cool. Honestly, anyone would be nice.
Actually, I saw Chris. I haven't worked with him. I don't know much about him actually, but someone recently asked me if I've worked with him before, and I said no, and they was like, you should.
There's a handful of people here. I think I have not worked with Chris. I think that'd be really fun to work with him.
I haven't worked with Jesse yet. Or Richard. I haven't worked with either of them. That would be cool.
I have not worked with any of the other male leads, so I would love to do one with one of the other male leads, like Mark, Richard, Jesse, Chris, any of the boys. Like, I would love to shoot one with one of them.
Because I see Seth all the time and we're friends. I think it'd be really fun if we played brothers in a vertical. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think that's one of the really cool things about when I got to do American Sniper is we had a cast full of like leading men, and that never happens. Like I don't normally get to work with like the other leading men in the vertical space.
Who was on the list today? And we'll just not all of them.
Verticals have done so much for me. Obviously some of them are campy and silly, but really what they've done for me, I'm a very visual learner, and for my acting, for example, people that aren't in the industry might not know, but when you film a feature film or you're filming in a television show, you film it and it doesn't come out for years sometimes. And so by the time you get the chance to watch it and critique your acting ability and learn from it, it's 2 years down the line, you fixed most of those things that you're watching and you're like, oh, that's not working. But with verticals, the good thing about it is it's like a boot camp. You're on all the time, you're in every scene, you get the chance to develop these characters and take them one way or another. And then you get to see it within 2 months. So you know exactly where you're at in your acting ability.
It completely changed it. I was in a place during the writer's strike was going on, and I was no work going on. My agency went bankrupt. And then I was just working these constantly, and these, I feel like a lot of actors have kept them afloat when they wouldn't normally have been able to, because it's just so slow, it feels like. And I feel like I've just gained a lot of good experience with being in front of the camera, and good experience with turning around scripts really quickly because we move really fast. And I guess I've gotten a great amount of exposure, and I've gained people that like watching me, which is great. It's been an overall very grateful experience, and I hope it keeps going.
What are your goals for 2026?
I don't know. I gotta get through this year. I think just keep working, take the projects that really inspire me, make time for friends, and be better about planning out those little breaks where I get to feel me and embrace my hobbies and remember the things that I love and therefore who I am at my core.
Prioritize my health a little more, get back into Taekwondo, and work on more exciting projects that make me happy.
I want to continue to be a greater walk of masculinity. I want to continue to be a man that's trustworthy, who's strong but kind, who's a good leader, but not because he demands to be, and continues to serve other people.
I definitely want like a mixture of both. I want to ground myself more, but I also want to work on way more projects, meet new people, and just continue doing what I love. But I also want to make sure that I make time for myself.
Kind of try out some different roles than what y'all are used to. Definitely, something edgier, a little more fun, wink wink. Dare I say villain? I don't know.
My goal is honestly to keep working. So I'm hoping, which it's looking good, I'm hoping to do at least one project a month in 2026. That would be amazing. And to travel somewhere. I want to travel somewhere I've never been before. Those are my two main goals.
I think we can like branch out and start doing all the other crazy, genres would be fun. I'd love to do like a Jack Reacher, James Bond kind of version and stuff, or Taken, for instance. I would love to actually take the action and mix it with my dad, kind of like, CEO dad thing is like, they got my daughter. I'm coming for you with my unique set of skills.
I'm writing a short right now. It's like I did a few in college, but this is the first time post-college, which is much harder because no one's forcing you to do anything. So I'm doing that, and it's kind of like a passion project.
I see myself in a new place. I'm planning a move in 2026, which can be a little bit hard when you're working in this kind of industry, when you just take what comes up. But I'm very excited. Moving feels almost like a reset, like we're starting new at the beginning of the year. And I hope that just brings like even more like bright ideas, whether it comes to social media.
Outside of verticals, really I'm very excited for this cartoon to come out, because that is just something so unexpected, I think, from what fans will see. As far as verticals, like to find a home with ReelShort, it's such a rare thing. I plan on staying with this family for as long as possible and keep working and keep making people happy.
I just want to say thank you all for supporting me and the rest of us here at ReelShort. We couldn't do this without you guys.
Thank you so much. It's thanks to you guys that I get to chase this dream, so thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting. And I hope to keep bringing some fun new content. And I love all of you. Thank you for interacting with me and supporting me. And I could go on and on and on, but I love you guys.
Happy holidays!